Hey guys, this is Ziki here and I'm back with some more football news. Of course, we've been talking about the AFCON qualifiers and who has qualified and who has been eliminated. Okay, now, recently we've also been talking about the issue of hiring foreign coaches. And some few days ago, I posted something along that line on my FB page and it has been going wild. People coming in with the different opinions. But one thing that I've picked is that, especially in Africa, we've seen that people say, well, if you are going to be hiring local coaches, they tend to be politically aligned, number one. Number two, they tend to choose players for the national team via favoritism or via influence from other forces or via being given money by certain people. And then again, this brings me to, to say, well, what do you think about that aspect of hiring foreign coaches instead of hiring local coaches? Now, this is not a new phenomenon. We've seen that hiring of foreign coaches has been happening around the world, not only in Africa, where, I know that we're talking about it right now because of the AFCONs and everything, but this is something that has been happening all over. We can talk of recently, not even far, USA hired Pochettino, to be their national coach, and England itself has also hired Michael Tuchel, who is also their manager, and is not even an English person, he's from Germany. So we have seen this happening over and over. We've seen also Ireland, they also had, Portugal itself, Martinez is not also a Spanish person. So this has been happening, but now it has been a topical issue, especially during the AFCON, where, people say, well, why is it that most of these countries, African countries, they are hiring foreign coaches? Now, the answer is simple. In the same manner that other nationals or other leagues like in Europe, they're also hiring foreign coaches. It is the same thing, looking for someone who can deliver. Okay, in as much as I also agree with some of the aspects of political involvement, red envelopes, which you call chokomome, or the bribes, I understand all those things, but also at the same time, sometimes most of these local coaches, they've been given opportunities, to lead these teams, and sometimes not yielding the desired results. So I'm sure federations, they tend to say, okay, if you cannot do this, let's maybe rather look somewhere. And some other people also bring in the aspect that, well, hiring foreign coaches is because they become successful in the sense that they're given everything that they want. If they ask for certain services, or they ask for some things to be done so that the team can be successful, they are given those things. Compared to local coaches, if they require some things or anything, even in terms of money itself, sometimes they're not paid on time and everything. But again, we've seen also foreign coaches being treated the same way, where they don't get their salaries and everything going wrong. So I don't know the issue of foreign coaches. What do you think? Now, also, this takes me to talk about some African countries that have foreign coaches that have led them to the qualification of the AFCON, and local coaches that have failed. Now, if you want to look at some of the coaches, especially those that fall under COSAFA, we have seen that, for example, Zimbabwe is now being managed by Michael Nice, who is from Germany. Zambia is qualified, is being managed by Avram Grant, who is from Israel. South Africa is qualified, is being managed by Hugo Bruce from Belgium. Angola is qualified, is being managed by Pedro Gonçalves from the Portuguese, and then Comoros is qualified, is being managed by Stefano Kusin from. So we have seen that most of these foreign coaches with the teams that they have, they've qualified. However, we also have quite a number of these coaches that have failed to qualify. Now, we also have teams that are being managed by local coaches that have failed to qualify. Especially we can talk of Malawi. Malawi is being coached by Callistus Pasua from Zimbabwe. And then we also have right now we are waiting to see if Botswana and Mozambique are going to qualify, because they are currently playing as I'm making this video. They are playing right now, so we're waiting to see. However, as for Botswana and Mozambique, they are being coached by their own local coaches, and possibilities of them qualifying are very, very high. Okay, Mozambique is being coached by Mozambican, and then Botswana is being coached by a South African coach. So all those things have been debatable on social media. But again, like I said, there are so many aspects to it, to why a country will opt to choose a foreign coach instead of a local coach. Now, there's something different here. When it comes to players playing for a certain country, there's some regulations that needs to be followed. You don't just go and say, I want yeah, I want to play for Portugal. No, you have to go via regulations. But as for coaches, they're just people looking for a job, and if the job is available and they are picked up to take that job, then they do take up the job. But of course, they are looking at credentials. They're looking if they are going to be able to meet the requirements of the federations. And of course, we know that local coaches will be having an outcry that there's plenty of talent. Why are you not choosing from us? When you want to talk about talent, which country has got talent like England? But they're looking for foreign coaches. Which countries got talent like Portugal? They do also look for foreign coaches. You know, we can mention a lot of these countries, Belgium, we can talk of those countries, but they're still looking for foreign coaches. So at the end of the day, number one, it has to be about, you know, them coming to deliver of their credibility or eligibility and everything else. But of course, we know that in football, there's always political, you know, involvement, some foreign forces coming from behind, reasons of, you know, them choosing to hire this one and not hiring this one. So there's a lot that goes on behind it. But let me know, what do you think about the hiring of foreign coaches instead of local coaches to be in charge of national teams? My name is Ziki, and of course, like I said, I'm going to be back on La Liga this week. For those of